If you can learn to stay on point, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to win every suit. And it's so easy, you're not going to believe. This is going to be so much fun. Now, when you learn to do that, you'll learn to win all your criminal cases because you'll be able to keep the court on point. You're not going to go in with all this frivolous paperwork and waste your time and go down to 55 hearings. You're just going to send them a notice of suit or something like that and sue them. That's a lot easier. You're not going to get your issue resolved in that court. My son, for instance, in this very same case, was arrested in that house because they had no reason to arrest my son. They charged him for resisting arrest, which was stupid. He didn't resist arrest. He hit the floor like everybody else. But when he asked them for a warrant, they said that delayed them, impeded them getting the handcuffs on him. Here's a guy in his own house asking him for a warrant. They've got 18 guns to his head, and they said he was impeding their arrest. So they wrote him up for resisting arrest. They had to have something. So he went through a full-blown jury trial, and he tried to get the judge and the jury to understand this. And the judge and the jury have no jurisdiction to rule on the fact that the officers weren't there illegally because he had entered my son, or the judge entered a plea of not guilty for my son. Now my son is stuck with going to court. He's agreed to disagree. At least the record shows it. Now my son didn't actually enter the plea. The judge did. But we didn't know how to get rid of it. And the only thing my son should have said in court, and I told him to do this, but he didn't do it, I said, you can go but not appear. Don't even identify yourself. And just ask the judge if you're free to go, because you don't see any action coming down against you here. And if he says, no, you can't go, then say, well, let the record reflect that I'm the judge will come around and say, no, I'm not ordering you to stay. Well, then I'm free to go, because I don't want to participate. It's one or the other. Either I'm free to go or I'm not free to go. If I'm free to go, I'm gone. You guys have a nice trial. I just won't be here. And the record will reflect that real nicely. Well, no, then you got to stay. Well, then I'm ordering, let the record reflect that I'm being ordered to stay and participate. Because if you're just sitting there, you're participating. But you want the record to reflect that you've been ordered to sit there, so you're not participating. Now you can get to that issue. And later you can sue him for the damage. You can say, there was no trial, the judge just flipped out, nothing. I wasn't even there. No, he ordered me to stay there, but I wasn't there. So that's how it comes down. Like you can't even go, and I know you've all heard about special appearance. You can't even make a special appearance. There's no such thing. When you go in and answer the first question, you're there. I mean, you can say it in your paperwork. You can say, I'm here in special appearance and challenging this court's jurisdiction and demanding all my rights at all time, waive none of my rights at any time. Well, there are some court cases that have said you can challenge the court in special appearance, but they're not telling you to challenge it in special appearance. They're telling you not to participate. That's special appearance. If we ever go to court, we don't really go. We're there, but we do a thing called appearance without appearance. Works like a shot, 100% of the time. And I'll show you a little bit how that works. It's staying on point, and that's how you're going to win the case. You want to know about appearance without appearance? You guys are smiling. We got a little bit of time. I'll tell you how it goes quickly because it's not part of our class. We get a criminal summons to go in for anything, no driver's license, whatever. We both go down together, me and my buddy Jack. Got to have two. You got to have a friend to do this with you. When the bailiff comes out, he assembles all the group like this. This could be the courtroom. He says, okay, we're about ready to, great Honorable Judge Ferguson's going to come out here and lay all your turkeys away. But first, I want to tell you, you got all these rights up here. And I want to make sure you don't waive any rights. You have the right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. You have this and that. He almost like gives you a Miranda. And this is an arraignment. You have a right to make one of these three great pleas we're offering today. And if you don't have counsel, you can have, when they come to us, now he says, when I call your name, I want you to identify yourself. And so we'll say something like, I'm here in regards to this, but I don't want to identify myself. You just said we have a right to remain silent. I guess this is a criminal matter, and I don't want to testify at all. And my name would be testimony, so I'm just here in regards to this matter. You can put me down that way. And my buddy Jack does the same thing. Now you got two people there, but they don't know who's there. And believe me, they need your name to move forward. They cannot move forward. We had two attorneys sitting next to us when we were doing that in Oberlin Court, and I heard the one attorney say to the other attorney, he said, this is going to be good. I said, you got that right. Watch this. So that's how you do it. That's how you pull it off. Of course, they're going to want to put a warrant out for your arrest, so you have to put a notice by affidavit into that court record from both you and the guy who was there. We were there. They just never called the case. We've done 4 of those straight. Everyone. No driver's license, speeding. Every time there was no driver's license. All 4, gone. It's that simple. They can't move forward without your name, period. It's just that simple. They don't have your participation in that trial, they don't have nothing. Every court needs your consent. We're in a tribunal. Tri means 3. Takes 3. And if you don't participate, they're totally lost. Totally lost. As a matter of fact, I had a report from a young lady who I did it with. One time I went with a girl. This is really stupid, right? There's obviously only one Judy. And she got pregnant later. And about a year later, and after she's pregnant and just got married and all this stuff, she didn't want to be arrested. Didn't want to take any chance. And even though she knows the other ones work, she lost her faith a little bit. And so she went down, and she reported to me last week that she went to the prosecutor, or she went and paid her little $40 fine or whatever. It was just a straight speeding ticket in that case. And she said the prosecutor came out. I hadn't seen this girl since she was pregnant, married, and gone. I just saw her last week. And she says, I really feel bad that I went and paid that thing off. I said, why is that? And she said, well, after I paid it off, the prosecutor came out and said that we had the court completely baffled. And they really weren't going to do anything. They didn't know what to do. I said, I know. We had them. It was over. One piece of paperwork, a little affidavit about that long. And I did it with a lady. Now, you can obviously see the problem we had there. But if it works there, see how it'll work for you. If you don't participate in those tribunals, they have nothing. Those are administrative courts, and they have absolutely nothing if you don't participate. It takes your consent. Yeah, I know you never believe that. They need you to hire a lawyer, enter a plea, do these things, give bail, sign slips. Sign slips. That's what they need. If you don't do any of that, you win. That's it. That's for criminal. We did that in 5 minutes. You got it. You win every criminal case from now on. That's it. There's nothing else to tell you.